Welcome to another video showing you how to use the ReadyTalk Flex console features. This time I am demonstrating how to add, edit and delete contacts. And now onto my ReadyTalk Flex console, and I have my contacts window displayed here. You can see that I already have a number of contacts in my list. Let's add a new contact. First of all, click the plus button. A new window opens, ready to enter the contact details. I'm going to enter the details of a person that works on the security talk path. His radio ID is 2 on this particular talk path. The field first name must be used and last name is optional. The name of the security offer is Miles Smith. Just enter that. So I've added the name, and now I can add some notes about the contact, although this is optional. I'm going to add the note, works on security only. Next is the importance slider. Importance refers to where the contact will be listed when you show the contact list in order of importance. If you want contacts to be at the top of the list, set the importance high. Towards the bottom of the list, set the importance low. I will set Miles to very high. Now I have to assign the contact a number type. To do this, click on the plus button down here and then select the number type from a drop-down list. In this case, it will be a radio ID on digital radio. And then I enter the actual radio ID that Miles will be using, in this case 2. Now you'll notice that the number types are basically cell call for analog radios, radio ID and group ID for digital radios, phone types for phone channels, or page for radios with paging features. Now I only want this radio ID to be associated with the security talk path. To do this, click on the Security Talk Path button, like that. This means that when using the Security Talk Path, Miles Smith will be available as a contact, but won't be available as a contact when using other talk paths. If you don't check any talk path buttons, Miles will become available to all talk paths. If you want Miles to appear on only 2 talk paths, then just add another entry for the other talk path. Now over here is a marker type. This is the icon that will be displayed on the GPS map when this radio ID is active on the map. Now if I click on this marker type, you can see all the various marker types you can assign to this particular radio. Let's try this one. Okay, so you can see we've now got a different marker type there for our GPS map. Now click on OK, and you can now see this radio ID listed here. Now I can also give Miles a telephone number. In fact, I can give him many numbers, but in this particular case I'm going to give him a work telephone number or his work extension. So I click on plus, go to the drop down list, go phone work, put in his extension number of 40006, and then I can go OK. Now we have 2 entries here. So you could go and add more contact types to this particular contact. Now also notice the default checkbox. You can make one of the entries the default contact option when you click on the contact thumbnail image during normal operation. Now with no default option, you will be presented with the list of contact options. Clicking on the actual name in the contact will always show the list of contact options. I will demonstrate this a little later. I'm going to make the phone work the default option. Now up here is an image icon. Clicking on this icon will open a Windows Explorer window, and I can now navigate to an image file so that I can have a picture or a thumbnail picture associated with my contact. Click on Funny Face, go open. So we now have a thumbnail image which represents our contact. Now that I have all the information entered for this contact, I click on Apply and Close. The window closes and the contact will now appear in my list of contacts. Miles is near the top of the list because of the priority setting. My contact list is set for priority listing as shown by the image with the 3 heads. Clicking on this image changes it to alphabetical sorting, and Miles is now down the list in the S area. In fact, I have to go to the next page to see him. There he is. Clicking again sorts the list by most recently used, and Miles is now top of the list. I set it back to importance. So the very high importance contacts are listed in alphabetic order first. That's Ben Casey and Miles Smith. If I click on the name Miles Smith, the list of contact options is displayed. If I click on his work phone, it will immediately use the phone channel to dial his number. I'll just cancel that call. If I click on the radio ID, it shows my options for contacting him on the radio. Call radio sets up an individual call on the security channel. I can now talk to him using the PTT. Cancel that call. Now if I click on the thumbnail image, it will immediately show that default contact option, which of course is the phone one we set before. And I can immediately ring him up. Cancel that call. Now if I go over to the TalkPath buttons and I set up an individual call, let's say security, I click on the contact icon and it will show that Miles is now an entry in the list. If I try to do the same on the maintenance TalkPath, Miles is not shown. That's because he's associated with the security channel only. All right. Now, if I want to, I can go and edit the contact. Click on the padlock icon to unlock the contact list and then click on Miles. Let's say I want to delete the phone entry. I click on the padlock to unlock and click on the trash can icon and delete the entry. Lock it again, so now we're just left with one contact type. To edit the radio ID entry, I click on the entry and I'm going to remove the association with the security TalkPath. I'll do that and I click on OK, and when I'm finished editing I click Apply and Closed. Finally, I lock the list by locking the padlock. Now you can also apply a filter to find entries. So down here we have the filter entry. By entering M, anything with M in the first or last name will be listed, as you can see here. And Miles is up there. If I type Miles, then anything with Miles will be shown. In this case, there's only one entry, which is Miles Smith. Clicking on the cross removes the filter. Finally, if I want to delete Miles from the list, I unlock the list and very simply delete the contact and lock the list again. Okay, I will leave you now while you go and play around with contacts. Thank you for watching.